Good day, welcome. Second time recording this video because last night my audio failed. I need to be more aware of how the cable is in my camera, how it's connected, and yeah. It happens, okay? So this video is about a warm-up, and I never took a warm-up seriously in my first few years of training. And this was because of several reasons. First of all, I thought it wasted energy. I thought it took too much time. And the biggest reason was because I was too lazy. I remember in the movie Zombieland where we have this character called Tallahassee with the cowboy hat. And he was telling the main character that he doesn't believe in warming up. Have you ever seen a lion warm up before grabbing a gazelle? And that line always stuck to me, and I've used that line for, against many people. But a couple of weeks ago I actually found out lions do warm up. So what they do is they have habits, and when they are asleep, for example, and when they wake up, first thing they do is stretch. They yawn, they roll around, they play with each other, and this is all form of a sort of warm-up. It's not of course it's not a direct warm-up, but what they do is they make sure their body is loose throughout the day. So I cannot use that line anymore. Plus, my entire mindset has changed over how I look at warm-ups, and I do see it as very beneficial. So if we go back to the lion part, us humans can also do the same habit by stretching throughout the day. We don't just have to wait until we're actually training to get loose. We can get loose throughout the entire day. And if we form habits, we get less stuck in general. So what I advise you to do is just sometimes randomly stretch your shoulders, stretch your neck, stretch your hamstring, touch your toes, for example, and just get it a habit throughout the day. It will definitely give you gains. Now when it comes to the actual training, so a intense training or a less intense training, we want to do a specific warm-up for the training itself. A warm-up causes our heart to pump faster. It increases our heart rate. This makes it so there's more blood that's going into our muscle. It gets pumped faster throughout our entire body. Because of the blood, our muscles get more warmed up. And when our muscles are more warmed up, they get more loose and they are more resistant to injuries. Plus, if our body weight is a bit warmer, it can also help a lot with performances. So I really advise you to warm up. Now we don't have to do 30 minutes of warm up. 5 minutes. 5 minutes is enough. Or 5 to 7 minutes. I have created a training that I want to share with you, or a warm up that I want to share with you. And in my opinion, it's highly effective, and it definitely helped me with my overall performances and also injury prevention, which is very important to me. Now, a thing to keep in mind with warming up is that we do want to go through our entire body. At least that's what I believe in. So let's do our necks, let's do our wrists, elbows, shoulders, chest, lats, spine, hips, hamstrings, quads, and also calves and ankles. So when we've done everything, we are more than warm enough. And again, like I said, this only takes a few minutes. 5 to 7 minutes is enough. I will take you through my entire personal routine, so literally the routine I use. What I do sometimes is I switch around exercises, so I replace them just to not get bored, you know, in general, because doing the exact same thing every day is kind of, boring. So yeah, feel free to copy this entire warm-up. It's also part of my ebook that I'm going to upload. So use this into your advantage. I will now show you an entire warm-up with explanation, and also below this video there's like a raw version where I don't really talk and have some music in the background where I just do the music, so you can see that it only takes a few minutes, 5 to 7 again. And that will be it for me today. So enjoy this warm-up, enjoy the explanation, and if you don't want the explanation itself, click on the video below and just see the raw warm-up. Good luck, bye bye, see you next time, ciao. Alright, and we're live again. Okay, so this is the warm-up part. Again, if you just want to see purely the workout without me talking, there's a video below. You can just use that to look at it and take from it what you want, or you're going to watch this video where it's the same warm-up, but I'm just going to talk a bit more, explain the exercises on how to perform them better, and hopefully get something out of this. Again, it's a phenomenal workout. It helps me with getting in better sets, it helps me with injury prevention, and the overall of getting into the mood of getting into a good workout. Okay, so let's start. Let's see, I always start with wrist circles. So we're just gonna rotate our wrist, and when you're rotating your wrist, you can kind of imagine there's a rope connected to your hand, and it's kind of pulling it as far into the stretch as possible. So when you're rotating, you're like getting as deep into the stretch as possible. To save some time, we're going to do both wrists at the same time, and keep in mind getting as deep into the stretch as possible. I'm going to do this around 10 times. In the schedule you can see how many reps and sets or something I've written down. It's just how do you say that? You can do around those reps, but it's free to choose for yourself, of course. So yeah, like I said, 10 wrist circles. Once you've done that, we're going to clockwise. I'm pretty sure my camera is like not straight. That probably doesn't make a difference, but okay. So once you've done this direction, we're going into the other direction. Keep in mind going as deep into the stretch as possible. Okay, now we're going to the floor. So I'm gonna point a little bit to the floor. Yes. Okay, so you're gonna jump to the floor, and then we're going to do wrist pulses. So you're gonna place your hands on the floor, and what you're going to do is you're going to lean over your hands with your shoulders, and you're going to press back from your fingertips. So we lean forward, and purely from our fingertips we're kind of moving back. So doing a rep or 5 or something. So that's 4 and that's 5. So once you've done that, we're going to face our palms the other way, and instead of going forward, we're moving backwards. Really ease into the stretch. Don't over exaggerate how much force you're applying. Just slight pulses to get warm up. You're probably going to feel a pretty intense stretch. So after I've done 5 of these, I like to just shake my wrist a bit, just to get a bit loose. Okay, I'm gonna turn the camera up again. Hello. Yep. Okay. Well, apologies. Just like that. Okay. That's already great for the wrist. So once I've done that, my wrists are already warm, and I can easily do my handstand sets, for example. Yeah. Okay. Elbows. I just like to do some rotations. Again, get deep into the stretch and really go to the outside of the stretch. So we're first going to do 10 like these. Once you've done 10 like these, we're going the other way. So I know it's the shoulder that's making the movement, because the elbow is a hinge and it really can only go forward and backwards, but like I said, just get into the stretch. Okay, once we've done the stretch, we're going to move on to our shoulders. This exercise is called snow angels. So what we're going to do is we're going to place our hands at our back, and we want to kind of open up our chest. So we're not like this or like this, but we have a straight posture. Once we have our arms like this, there we can already feel a stretch. Then we're going to the outside, and like I said, we're going to do a sort of snow angel. Go back into position, do snow angel, and what we want is we want to simulate the handstand position. So we're going to make ourselves as tall as possible, and just like that, we're doing snow angels. Okay, forgot the next exercise. That's why we always have a list, diagonal front to back. Okay, so next exercise is just going diagonal with your arms, and like I said, just warming up. You can probably feel some cracks or something like that. It's all okay. Meal is coming up. Mom cooked delicious again, of course. Shout out to your mom if you watch this. Probably not. Okay, next exercise. Hands behind your side. We're going to do a 45-degree angle around that. And then we're going to bend our arms and kind of rotate inwards. So your forearm is diagonal. I don't know how you say that in English, but it's like in the same line as with your arm. So you kind of look like an NPC, you know. What we're going to do is we're going to rotate from our shoulder, and you can make a fist or open hand, doesn't really matter, like a fist. And from our shoulder we're going to rotate backwards, so our fist ends up behind our back. So stand like an NPC and rotate your arms back. Rotate them back. Just like that. what I've written down is rep plus 1 and then 2 points. Those 2 points means a second. So what we can do is stand like that. We're going to rotate our shoulders, hold 1 second, go back, hold 1 second, go back, hold 1 second. Okay, next exercise is a sort of face pull where we're like this, and it's basically the same move, only to the top. My English is failing me, doesn't matter. So from here we're going again behind our back, and what we want to do is we want to keep a straight line from our elbow, shoulder, shoulder, elbow. So we're really in a straight line, and from here we're going into the stretch behind our back, into the stretch behind our back. So we're also going to do this 3 times, and we're going to combine it with the other exercise. So we're gonna get our MPC mode. Then we're going 1, 2, 3. Go to the top. So 1 range of motion. 1, 2, 3. Go back. 1, 2, 3. Go here. 1, 2, 3. Easy, simple. Okay. Then we're going to do, I don't know what this exercise is called, but let's just call it maximum external rotation or something like that. So we're going to place our hands in front of us. We're going to make a thumb just to make it visually more understandable, and we're going to rotate our thumbs to the outside. Okay, what we want is we want a retracted scapula, and we want to open up our chest while we lean back and get the stretch in with our thumbs. So maximally try to put your thumbs facing the other way. And what we're going to do is we're going to really open up, just like that. And again, this is one of those exercises that looks really strange. I know, I get it. It looks strange, but it's effective. We're really getting our rotator cuff, opening up our chest, opening up our lats, opening up our neck, and everything gets really loose. The next exercise is the other way. So we're going internally. So our thumbs move to the front and our elbows go to the front, and instead of arching our back, we're going to hollow our back. So from this position we're going to this position, and we can also combine these 2 movements. So just do one of these and then one of these, one of these, one of these from the back, one of these. So I'm really retracting my scapula, and here I'm protracting my scapula. Great exercise, honestly. I love it. Love it. Next up is spinal rotation. So just stand like this. Keep your feet planted and rotate to the side. What we can do is we can also look the way we turn to get a bit more deep into the stretch. So just like that. Other way. I'm gonna rotate for the view. Rotate like that, rotate like that, and just 3, 5 times. Doesn't really matter. It's just to get the body moving. Okay, let me check again just to be sure. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, before the spinal rotation that I just did, I also like to warm up my neck. So what I wrote down is neck routine. What we can do is we can just go into every angle. So let's just start with the side. Pro tip, if you use your finger or hand, doesn't matter, and kind of push your chin, we can get like a little bit deeper into the stretch. It only is like 1 centimeter, but it's just a bit deeper into the stretch. Hold it for a few seconds, then look the other way. Hold for a few seconds, then up the top, again push your head back. 1, 2, 3, look to the floor, also push your head back or down. 1, 2, 3, side. 1, 2, 3, other side. 1, 2, 3. Okay, then the spinal rotations. Yep. And I already forgot the next exercise. Normally I do this gym routine without explaining it, so it's a bit easier. Oh yeah, cobra to child pose. Yeah. Aiming the camera back to the floor again. I'm just gonna do this in 1 take. I don't care if I'm stuttering or something like that. Okay, this move might look a bit zesty, but I don't really care because it's a great exercise. Learned this from Thomas actually. Shout out to you, Thomas. I don't even know your back name while I'm thinking about it, but it doesn't matter. Okay, this is cobra to child pose. So we're going to place our quads on the floor. So you're just like this. And what we're going to do is we're going to look up in the sky. But we're going to look a bit like this. So we're going to look into the sky while we stretch our back. Just hold it. 1, 2, 3. And from here we're going into child's pose. My toes are cramping up. Okay, happens. That's life. And child's pose looks a bit like this. And what we want to do in child's pose is we want to open up our shoulder. We do this by pressing into the floor. So just like that. 1, 2, 3. Muay Thai fighters actually do the child pose a bit wider. What happens when you do it a bit wider and you go to the floor, you can really feel your hips. So this is a great move. So hold 3 seconds and then from child's pose, going back to cobra. 1, 2, 3. Child pose. 1, 2, 3. And repeat it around 3 times again. From child pose to cobra, my toe is really cramping up. Okay, just push through it. Okay, then we're going to the 90-90 position with stand up, but the stand up is optional. So this is also a great hip opener. You want to place your legs in a like a 90 degree and in a 90 degree. That's why it's called 90-90. You're gonna choose a side to look at, and what you want is you want your core or your torso, doesn't matter, to look straight forward. Okay, so we're going to keep looking in this direction. Gonna place our hands behind our back. The more you sit upwards, the more difficult this exercise is. So if I do the exercise like that, it's way easier than if I, sorry, burped. I lasagna. If we sit like this, it's a bit more difficult because we're more straight up and we're into the stretch. From here, place our hands at our back, and what we're going to do is we're going to rotate to the other side while keeping the position forward. So this is the 90-90, and the 90-90 with stand up looks a bit like this. So you're going to pull in your legs a bit more so it's a bit more easy. You're going to rotate and then you're going to stand up. So you're kind of using your glutes to stand up. You don't really need to use your hands, and stand up just like that. Doesn't need to look perfect. The only thing what you want is that you feel your glutes. If you're standing up, you don't have to stand up, and you're really feeling your hip on the outside part. So really get the stretch in here, and oh man, it's honestly phenomenal if you're going to do squats. So I know we're down warming up for a full body workout, and it doesn't matter if you're going to train your legs in like half an hour because you'll still be warm. Okay, let me check. Almost done. 4 exercises. Pancake to anterior, posterior. Okay, so the pancake position is a move where you sit on the floor and you basically fold yourself like a pancake. This exercise focuses on your hamstrings and your hips. So what you're going to do is you're going to try to keep a straight posture. Keep your hips in a anterior, posterior. So remember, this is anterior, big butt, and this is posterior, small butt. So you understand like this. Keep anterior. Try to sit back a bit. Go like that and hold for a few seconds. Then go into posterior and kind of let yourself drop to the floor. So 1, 2, 3, and then go back into your straight back / anterior position. 1, 2, 3, drop again. 1, 2, 3, go into anterior. 1, 2, 3, go into posterior. 1, 2, 3. Easy. Well, not really easy, but yeah, it works. Let me check. Toe touch stand up, also phenomenal. This will help you a lot with getting to touch your toes, and like I said, warming up. So we're going to sit in a squatted position and we're just going to slowly stand up. Just like that. Go back into a squatting position. Slowly stand up. And with standing up I mean straighten your legs. You don't have to do the full stand up, although it is possible and it can give just a bit extra stretch. Slowly standing up. And just like that. Okay. 2 more exercises, then we're already done. One of the last exercises I'm gonna see. Oh yeah, I will be in frame. One of the last exercises is just holding the squat position. So if you're anything like me and you don't have a lot of mobility, because you pretty much declined for the last 7 years to like professionally work on it, and all of a sudden you're starting a YouTube channel and you're like, maybe I should learn how to squat. Not only for other people, but also for myself. So we're gonna find something to hold on to, and the only thing that we're going to do is just sit in the squat, just like that, and really try to feel it in your ankles, move around a bit, try to get straight posture, do kind of mini reps, and just hold for around, I don't know, like 30-20 seconds, all depends, just a bit like that. And yeah, like I said, that's just really good warm up to get into the stretch, since we are going to do squats with this full body routine. Last exercise, calf activation jump. I can do it from here. So calf activation jump is where you stand like this. You're going to go on your toes, but you're going to do it so explosive with kind of the use of your upper quads. Try not to bend your legs as much, but really explosively try to stand on your toes and try to get a little bit of air time. Just like that. I know it kind of looks ridiculous, but this is a phenomenal quad warm up and also ankle. Okay. I'm gonna point the camera to me again. Try not to mess up this outro because this was pretty good actually. Yeah, so that's the warm up. If you do everything back to back to back to back, it's only a few minutes. And like I said again, gets your heart pumping, gets the blood flowing, gets the muscle warmed, and it just helps a lot with performance and injury prevention, which should be number one. Getting pain free. We don't want lasagna. We don't want to experience pain. Okay? I know it's good to experience pain sometimes, but when we're walking around, when we are training, when we are just talking to someone, we should not feel pain. Okay? It's basically an awareness system from your body to try to convince you that something is wrong, because you should not feel pain. Getting in a warm-up before you work out severely lowers your chance to get hurt, okay? That was it for this video. Again, if you just want a raw version, I want to see how it would look like in real life when you do a warm-up, click the link below. I want to thank you for watching this video. Goodbye, cheers.